So tell us a wee bit about how you get into football in the first place then, Owen.
Yeah, well, I'm from the Gorbals in Glasgow, one of 9, 5 brothers and 3 sisters. Both my parents are from Donegal in Ireland, and my dad was a terrific footballer growing up. So it was just natural for us, us growing up. The Gorbals always did was kick a ball about. My 2 older brothers were professionals. The rest of us, my brothers played at different levels. So it was just natural that you go out. I mean, I think my head teacher at primary school said the first thing I remember he was bringing a ball to school, in first year in primary. So it was just a natural thing, I think, just to have the love of the game that we all shared.
And at what point did you begin to realise that a kind of professional career was a realistic option for you?
Well, I think regarding a professional career, I think growing up all you want to do is be a footballer. I mean, that was kind of ingrained in you. That everybody, not myself, but every young boy, and as it now happens with girls moving on with football's what you just love football. Every young boy in the Gorbals wanted to be a professional player, and that was just because they loved the game. It wasn't anything else that goes with it. And as I obviously started going through school, my brothers were professionals. I mean, I was a school captain from I think it was age of 9. And the team was obviously full of 11 and 12-year-olds. So I obviously was given a bit of God-given talent, and really it's up to you then to hone that talent and work hard at it. And I was in the right environment to do that, because obviously my brothers were every day. You were playing with them, you were playing with bigger, stronger guys, and you had to learn different skills. So I think from an early age you realised you had a chance to be a professional.
I mean, every year across Scotland, across the UK, there's lots of young players, probably thousands of them.
Yeah.
Most of them never make it. What would be your bit of advice to one of these young players now?
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant question. I'll tell you why. I mean, I myself have a great experience of that, because when I was 13, I had the chance to sign schoolboy forms for Dundee United. Dundee United were one of the top 4 clubs in the country at the time. Obviously Glasgow Celtic, Rangers, Dundee United and Aberdeen, they were the foremost clubs in the country at the time. And I went up, spent a week there in the holidays, did really well, and was offered the schoolboy terms. But I was also asked to sign for Dumbarton at the same time, who my 2 older brothers were playing with. Sean Fallon, God rest him, who'd been assistant manager to John Stein when Celtic won the European Cup, was the managing director and controlling all the football stuff at Dumbarton. And he came to see my dad and he said, listen, young Owen, would be better served coming with us at Dumbarton. His older brothers keep an eye on him, I can keep an eye on him. And Sean had terrific talent for, as he did at Glasgow Celtic with the Kenny Dalglish's and Danny McGrane's, spot young players with potential. So we decided that I was going to sign for Dumbarton. It was the best thing that happened to me, because when it came to the age of 16 in clubs, and I've had to do it myself, people think in football, when as a manager you've got to leave out internationals and make big decisions, and those aren't big decisions, but the most difficult decision as a manager is when you get kids. To your question, at 16 and 17, you've got to make the decisions. Are you going to give them professional contracts? For me, that's the hardest thing as a manager to do, because not that you're quashing their dreams, but ultimately you're delaying them, and that can be difficult. So I think those are always the toughest decisions. But my point is, at 16, if I signed for Dundee United, I think Dundee United would have looked and thought, he's a good player, but he's a little player. I was 5'4" until I was 17 and a half. So, and they would have looked and said, well, he's a good player with the same ability, but a bigger player, so we'll take him. So it might have been that I'd have been probably released at Dundee United, and you don't know how you overcome that setback. As it was at Dumbarton, it was a smaller club, first division club. I was allowed to just potter away, play in the reserves, until I took a stretch. I went to 5'11" and a half, and all of a sudden they felt, well, physically I wasn't the biggest, strongest anyway, but I felt he's tall enough, he can go and play in the team. And I managed to do that, and obviously went on to score some goals and have a semi-decent career. So my advice to those young players was, when you have, even if it is a little setback, you still remain, that you have ability, you have quality, and you keep striving to get there. Unfortunately, not everybody can become professionals, but you still have a love of the game, and that should never leave you. So whatever level you end up playing, still have the same passion and enthusiasm you had when you started out, because that's so important.